From the earliest pages of sacred scripture to the depths of modern imagination, one figure has stood out as humanity's most enduring adversary. Known by many names, Satan, the devil, Lucifer, and the Accuser, this being represents rebellion, temptation, deception, and the enduring struggle between good and evil. The name Satan comes from the Hebrew word ha-satan, meaning the adversary or the accuser. Originally, this term was not a proper name, but a title, a role within the divine order. In early Hebrew scripture, Satan is not yet the horned demon of later tradition. Instead, he functions as a heavenly prosecutor, an agent who tests humanity's righteousness by exploring weakness, doubt, and sin. Over time, however, this role would evolve dramatically. One of Satan's earliest appearances occurs in the book of Job. Here, Satan stands among the sons of God and challenges the sincerity of Job's faith. Satan argues that humans are loyal only when rewarded and that suffering will reveal their true nature. With God's permission, he brings hardship upon Job, not out of hatred, but as a test. In this context, Satan is not yet God's enemy, but a cosmic examiner of moral integrity. Another foundational image is found in Genesis, where Satan is later associated with the serpent who tempts Adam and Eve. While the text itself never explicitly names Satan, later Jewish and Christian interpretation identifies the serpent as his earliest act of deception, introducing doubt, disobedience, and the knowledge of good and evil into the human world. This moment becomes the theological origin of sin, suffering, and spiritual separation. Later, Christian traditions merge Satan with Lucifer, whose name means light bringer or morning star. Drawing from passages in Isaiah and Ezekiel, Satan is described as a magnificent angel, radiant, powerful, and favored, who then rebelled against God out of pride. According to this interpretation, Satan sought equality with God. He led a rebellion in heaven, and he was cast down along with the other fallen angels, and his fall marked the birth of hell and demonic forces. This transformation solidifies Satan as the archenemy of God, no longer a test of faith, but a corrupter of souls. In Christian theology, Satan becomes fully defined as the devil, the embodiment of evil. In the Gospels, Satan directly tempts Jesus Christ in the wilderness, offering power, domination, and glory in exchange for worship. Jesus resists, reinforcing Satan's role as deceiver, liar, and the corrupter of truth. Satan is described as the prince of this world, the god of this age, and a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. He is portrayed as the unseen force behind temptation, false doctrine, persecution, and moral decay. Despite his power, Satan's end is prophesied. In the book of Revelation, Satan appears as a great dragon, an ancient serpent, the deceiver of nations. He is ultimately defeated by Christ, bound and cast into the lake of fire where evil itself is destroyed. This final judgment symbolizes the triumph of divine justice, the restoration of creation, and the end of temptation and corruption. Satan's appearance varies widely according to scripture, art, and folklore. A serpent, deception and cunning. A dragon, chaos and destruction. A fallen angel, corrupted beauty. A horned demon, later medieval symbolism, and a shadow or whisper, which is temptation itself. Rather than a single form, Satan is often depicted as a shapeshifter, appearing in whatever guise best deceives humanity. Not all traditions interpret Satan literally. In the literal view, Satan is a real supernatural being opposing God. Symbolically, Satan represents human ego, temptation, and moral failure. The psychological view is that Satan is the externalization of humanity's darker instinct. And then the theological view is Satan exists only by God's allowance, reinforcing free will. These interpretations coexist, shaping theology, literature, and culture. Satan's influence extends far beyond religion. Medieval literature like Paradise Lost, modern horror, fantasy, and film, music, art, and philosophy, as well as a symbol of rebellion and forbidden knowledge. He remains one of the most complex figures ever conceived, simultaneously feared, misunderstood, and endlessly reinterpreted. Whether viewed as a literal fallen angel or a symbolic force, Satan stands as a mirror, reflecting humanity's struggle with temptation, pride, and free will. He is not merely evil incarnate, but the embodiment of choice, consequence, and the eternal question of obedience versus rebellion. And according to Scripture, no matter how powerful the adversary may seem, his defeat is already written. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you found it entertaining, enlightening, or in some way beneficial. If you did, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with a friend or two. All right, everyone, take care. Peace.